Isolda, and I'll be walking you through the directions for how to put together this week's Kids Club kit. We're going to be putting together 3 different bookish ornaments. So let's get started. These are the directions for ornament number 1. You're going to start with your stack of paper that looks like this. They are all 1/2 inch thick and about 4.5 inches long. You're going to take them all and stack them into piles of 3 sheets of paper like so. So you want to count out 3 sheets of paper for each stack so that you end up with 12 stacks of 3 sheets of paper. Once you've done that, you're going to take each stack and line them up nice and neatly and coil them around, and using your stapler, you're going to staple the ends together like so. So you'll take your stack of paper, line it up nice and neatly, loop it around, pinch it together, and use your stapler to staple the ends together like so until you have 12 loops that look like this. Once you have all your loops stapled together, you're going to begin gluing them together. So you'll need to take a little bit of glue and put it on the end of one of your loops, and then take another loop and pinch the 2 ends together until the glue is sticky enough to hold the loops together. And you're going to continue this process, gluing one end like so, and then pinching the loops together again like so. Once you've glued together a number of loops, your flower will start to look like this, and you'll have a little bit of space left for the last few loops. Go ahead and put some glue on both sides this time, gluing on this side here and on this side here, and spread the petals of your flower out a little bit and pinch those together like so until your petals stick together all the way around. And that is the base of your flower ornament. The last step you'll need to do after all the glue has dried is take one of your strands of ribbon, thread it through. Whoop. That's why you gotta wait till the glue is all the way dry. So let's let the glue dry a little bit longer. Okay, now my ornament has dried a little bit more, so it's sticking together better. The last step for this ornament is to take your piece of ribbon and thread it through one of the loops of your flower and tie it together in a little knot like so. And then you have your ornament flower. Let's move on to ornament 2. You were given 4 strips of holiday paper and 2 strips of book paper. Let's start with the book paper. You're going to need one that's 9 inches long, and your book paper should already be 9 inches long, so you don't have to cut that one. The other one you'll need to cut of the book paper should be 7 inches long. So you will take your ruler and measure out 7 inches and cut off the extra paper that you don't need of the book paper. So then you'll need to cut your holiday paper. The first strip of holiday paper you need will have to be 11 inches, which means you'll need to cut off 1 inch at the end of your ruler. So you can mark it with a pencil if you need to, and then cut off the end of your 11-inch strip. The next strip of holiday paper needs to be 10 inches long, so let's mark that with our ruler and go ahead and cut off that part of the paper as well. Okay, so we have 11 inches, 10 inches, 9 inches of book paper, and then we'll need 8 inches of holiday paper. So you'll go ahead and measure out 8 inches, mark that on your paper, and cut off the extra part of your paper strip. Then you have a nice 7-inch strip of book paper. So your last strip of holiday paper will need to be 6 inches. Mark that again with your pencil and cut your last strip for your ornament. Okay, the next part of this ornament is you'll need to stack these in order from longest on the bottom to shortest on the top. So we'll start with the 11 inches and make sure you stack it so that the paper is upside down. So you've got your 11 inches and then your 10 inches and then your 9-inch sheet of paper, your 8-inch sheet of paper, 7 and 6. And you'll want to stack them up nice and neatly at the end so they're all lined up on one end. Then you will need to get some tape. Okay, you should have your tape now. Go ahead and take your longest 2 strips of paper, line them up on one end, get a little short piece of tape, and tape the ends together like so, nice and lined up. Then you'll take your next sheet of paper, that's the 9-inch strip, get another piece of tape, and tape those together. Then your next shortest piece of paper, another piece of tape, tape that nice and neatly together. Next piece of paper, another piece of tape, line them up nice and neatly and tape them together. And then finally, your last strip of paper, piece of tape, and tape them together like so. Okay, next comes the more difficult part. So you've taped all your ends together nice and neatly, and you've got your ends lined up in order. You're going to take the shortest end and curl it around. Take a piece of tape and tape it into the inside of the round. Then you'll take your next piece of paper, get a nice piece of tape, and this one you can tape to the outside of the round. Nice and neat like that. Get your next length of paper, line it up, get another piece of tape, tape that down. Your next length of paper, line it up with the other ones, another piece of tape, tape it down. Last 2, tape this piece, wrap it around, and final piece of paper, line it up nice and neat, get a piece of tape, and tape it down. So you'll notice with this, it kind of gets a little wonky. So you'll need to take one last piece of tape, make it kind of long, and you'll want to tape on the edge lengthwise like this, and wrap your tape under and under so that it holds together into nice loops like this. Then The last part of this ornament is you take your ribbon, thread it through, and tie a knot at the end like so, and you have ornament number 2. All right, final ornament. This is ornament number 3. You're going to be given 2 stacks of paper that are cut out into ornament shapes, 2 different colors. They'll each have 5 different cutouts. So you are going to start and fold all of your cutouts in half lengthwise so that everything lines up on the edge for all of your pieces of paper. Once you have all your pieces of paper folded, we can move on to the next step. Okay, all of your ornament cutouts are folded in half. The next step uses a glue stick, or you can use regular glue, and you'll take one of your halves of your ornament, and on the outside of one of the halves, get it all nice and covered with glue. Then, I'm going to do mine in alternating colors. You'll take one of your other folded pieces of paper and pinch them together like this, nice and lined up so that they're glued together in the middle like this. Then, you get your glue stick again and put glue on this half of the ornament. And grab your next piece of folded paper, line it up, and stack it on top of your ornaments. So now I've got 3 all lined up and glued together. So keep stacking until you've glued together all of your ornament cutouts. They're nice and lined up until they're all done. Now you should have a stack of all your ornament cutouts folded together and glued like this in a nice neat stack. So now you're going to take your glue and glue it one more time on the top of your stack like this, and then you'll take the bottom of the stack and curl it around and pinch that together like so. And then you can pull apart your ornaments so that they've all unfolded nicely. Careful to unstick some of the glue that might have stuck. I got a little bit of glue on the edges of mine. And then you've got a nice ornament shape that looks like this. And it's 3D. So the last step for your ornament is we need a hanger for it. So you'll take your last piece of ribbon and you'll tie it through around the hanger like so. Whoop. Tie it in a knot. It's catching a little bit. And then tie the ends together over here so that you can hang up your final ornament.